I'll be the first one to want to give someone the benefit of the doubt. I believe in putting the shoes on the other party to be able to try to walk in there, and not only that, but to be able to look through their eyes and see through their lenses. It's obvious in this country that there is something going on that is trying its best, to incite riots, race wars, the confidence that the general public used to have in police is all literally but gone. I mean, it's literally gone. Nobody trusts them. The police look at the people with disdain, as well as the people look at the police with disdain. Even here in my own little small town, because I'm a very popular guy in this small town. Believe me, I know it too. I watch police sit and eyeball me and look at me because they watch all my videos. It's found me. They have the right to look at them. Keep on looking. Get your eyes full. But I know that the job of law enforcement in a lot of areas is a very difficult job. I'm not without understanding. I'm not without reason. But I also know that the policies that these police departments are implementing against the general public, and the reason why there's so much civil unrest inside it is because whether the government is out of touch or in touch, which I happen to be, believe personally that they're out of touch, it's obvious that they're not listening to the people. And when the people realize and understand that their voice is not being heard, they have nothing else to resort to. What else do you resort to in order to get your voice heard? One thing about what they call violence and rioting, whereas before, if we tried to do things the way that the system wants us to do it, and we still get ignored and our voice don't get heard, one thing about it is when you start tearing up the whole damn city, when you start tearing up the countryside and you start retaliating, then all of a sudden they want to hear you. I told you we have two different thought patterns, two different perspectives going on in the time that we live in. We have those who give their opinion about the police based on their experiences. And then we have those who give their opinion about the police simply because they think that the police is always right and always in the righteous perspective and point of view of things. And then you have those that are neutral, very few that they are. But one thing is about it is that something is systemically wrong. I think that the American general public is beginning to see that the policy of police officers is not so much as protecting themselves as that when they start shooting unarmed or armed civilians, which in the last few shootings we realized that there were people who had the right legally to carry and legally armed, and they still got shot and killed by law enforcement officers, all because of fear that they're experiencing. But it is painfully obvious that the policy of the United States police officers here in America is not shoot to stop, but shoot to kill, because that's what always seems to take place. And the people are tired. I told everybody, this is a different generation that's growing up. You're dealing with a generation where people are simply not afraid to die. If they're going to die anyway, might as well die for a righteous cause. What you believe to be righteous, because a younger person, they don't have the restraint as someone that is older like myself, because they'll get filled up with all this negative news, and they can see clearly through the race baiting and the spinning of the news media, and all it does is just fire up their spirits. It fires them up even more so. And then the next incident that takes place, they start to take justice in their own hand, because we realize in this country that we do not have a justice system. We just simply don't have one. The system is corrupt from top to bottom. I also say this, as of yet, I haven't heard of or saw any of these riots taking place in the country or in rural areas. I know quite a few sheriffs as well as quite a few city police in my little small area, and they may have an opinion about me, and you can probably see it in their spirit, but whenever they speak to me, they never share it. They never give you any idea that they disagree with you or they don't like you, even though you probably could discern some few things. But we just simply don't have those kind of problems. From the time I moved into this rural area up here, I have not been accepted by the general public of this county. I have not, and still to this day, I'm still not accepted. And the changing of the guard is taking place quickly in this county right here. As more people of ethnic backgrounds are moving in, literally, to this place, and the old guard is dying out. I don't think that that's going to cause any problems or any trouble, because for the most part, people want to live quiet and peaceful lives. And then the people who actually move into the area up here where I'm at, they're mostly law-abiding citizens. But it makes you wonder. It really truly makes you wonder how long are the rural areas are going to stay this way, because like I said, the police are a little bit more professional and exercise more physical restraint in these areas than they do in the city, and it's obvious. Every time I see these incidents, the first thing I think is do you really truly want to be caught in those cities when people have literally done lost their mind? Sure, there are criminals out there. Believe me, my head is not stuck in the sand. What I'm speaking to is the people who are not criminals, yet they still die even complying with the orders of the police. Now, that is disturbing. See, it's getting to the point now, to the court of public opinion. We don't care if they're criminals. We don't care if they got a pass. We don't care if they innocent. It makes no difference. We still die. And they're tired. And they're literally tired. And now we have in America police dying all across this country because they're being sniped and being taken out. And the hatred and the divide that is growing big time between the people and the police officers. And something has to be done. Somebody's got to be able to wake up and see exactly what's going on. And I'm telling you, anytime something is this bad and this wrong in the country, in America, it starts at the top. It starts at the White House, and it starts in the local police departments. There is something bad and there's something wrong. My question is, who's going to police the police? Because see, all this wouldn't be taking place if people was not being murdered and dying unjustly on American streets. The court systems, the people already know they're rigged. If we get in there, it's over with. It's over with for us. So now the public is starting to vote. They're starting to vote with their own feet and stuff. And whether you like it or not, they're going to get their voice heard. Or either this whole country is just going to be literally turned into a war zone. That's all there's to it. It's heading that way because the system is not backing down. The police shootings unjustly still have not stopped. As a matter of fact, they've increased. And the riots, people, they're just not going to put up with it no more because the power is the people. The police are the people's servants. The people are the police masters. Whew. Anyway, I hope you take you and your family and you stay away from these hotbed areas and stuff, because you don't want to be out there rioting and then somebody takes a brick and then accidentally hits your child upside the head and kills them. I mean, it's bad. It's seriously bad. But it doesn't surprise me at all. It really, truly doesn't surprise me at all. Being a veteran of 10 years, I've seen a lot of things in this world. And what's happening over here in America, it don't surprise me because I've been telling you about civil unrest for a long time. My advice, get out of the cities. Live a quiet and peaceful life, because it's obvious the majority of these murders are taking place in the city. Have a good day.